Hello, everybody. I am Sacrobolic, your envoy of hope, and welcome to What I Watched This Week. Admittedly, I didn't watch a whole lot this week because I've been working on that video, and I kind of chose a really long series. But this week I started off with Myriad Colors Phantom World. It came out I want to say 2016. I was going to say last year, but it's not last year anymore. It's this idea that this virus goes around and changes the way human brains work, and now some people have, special powers, and there are monsters everywhere. The idea itself is fairly interesting, but it feels like they don't really do much with it. A lot of it's just, really personal situations, and it's really small scale. I feel like if they upped the stakes a little bit more, they could really have something with it. But as it is, I think it's more the execution that was the problem than the actual setting or anything else. It was okay. Nothing to really write home about though. Afterward, I watched, I finished Yuuki Yuuna is a Hero. I actually started that in, December, and I was doing that, to see if it would make it for a video, if I was going to do a video on it. I'm not. It was... Because it took me, obviously I'm not going to, because it took me this long to fucking finish it. It was actually kind of boring at the start. It's also a huge Madoka ripoff, which, honestly, I found Madoka pretty boring the first time I watched it too. I like it more now, but I didn't the first time. And Yuuki Yuuna it's basically Madoka. There's some differences, like the fucking main girl gets powers in the first episode, rather than I won't spoil that in Madoka, but it's a while. And I have to say the situation Yuuki Yuuna presents is far more hopeless than the one in Madoka presented, at least in the original series. So it did a better job at that. Honestly, it did some things better than Madoka and some things worse, but honestly, I just wasn't super into it either way. It had the balls to have a happy ending, so, good for it, I guess. But yeah, it was not great. Afterwards, I watched The Woman Called Fujiko Mine, Lupin the Third spinoff. Mal has it put down as a, alternate setting to the Lupin the Third series, but honestly, after watching it, I totally, I could fit it into the original timeline quite easily, so I don't know why why Mal says it's an alternate timeline, but Mal gets that wrong sometimes, so I don't know. I know it's connected to two other movies. Once I watch those, I'll be able to say whether it fits into the timeline or not, but I honestly didn't see any, conflicts, with the original story, so, I don't know, it makes, Fujiko's story would totally make sense with what's presented there. But otherwise, yeah, it's all about Fujiko Mine, and it's actually really good. I like it. It's up there with the best of Lupin, but it's also an entire series, a 12-episode series about the best of Lupin. So, yeah, it was a really good watch. I don't have anything. There you go. It was a really good watch. And then, I also watched 50 episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho. I really liked the start of it, the Spirit Detective Saga, because it was just Yusuke fucking around as a ghost. I tried to watch the first episode years ago, and it was fucking boring as shit. But when I rewatched it this week, I was super into it, and it had me emotional, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sad they did such a good job with Yusuke's funeral. So I don't know if it was a difference in moods between the 2 times I watched it, or my tastes are just that different over the years. I don't know. But it is interesting. But anyway, after Yusuke stopped fucking around as a ghost for several episodes, it entered into the Genkai tournament, which was Yusuke versus a bunch of fucking people. And he won every fight by luck. And then they went to the next arc. I don't know if the Genkai tournament was next. Maybe he fought Hiei and Kurama next, but it doesn't matter. He won all those fights by luck anyway. And then there was the Spirit Beast. It's honestly a problem with really early Yu Yu Hakusho is he wins every fight with luck. And it's not until after like a slight time skip where he comes back and he's like, I'm super strong now. Look at me. It's honestly, and then the fights are just like, they introduce the villain right before Yusuke beats them or someone else beats them. So you don't really get time to like build these villains up. So, it's just like, hey, I'm a villain. Look at me. I'm a super powerful demon. And then they kill him. And it's like, well, who gives a fuck? Who are you? You didn't matter. The exception is Toguro. And where I am, they haven't beaten Toguro yet. It's the semifinals of the Dark Tournament, which is supposed to be the best arc in Yu Yu Hakusho. I found it horribly boring so far. Just because it has the same fucking problems that every other arc in Yu Yu Hakusho does. Although I've heard that if Dark Tournament's not your style, the story right after the Chapter Black Saga might be. So I don't know. We'll see. I have to say, though, I might not like Hunter x Hunter as much as most other people seem to, but I definitely prefer Hunter x Hunter to Yu Yu Hakusho at this point. Although the relationship between Yusuke and Kikyo is pretty great, and I like that. But yeah, I'm not really feeling Yu Yu Hakusho 50 episodes into it, but I'm gonna stick it out. I'm gonna finish it. Honestly, that's what I watched this week. I finished Hyperdimension Neptunia, so now I'm really getting into trying to finish that video up. I have grown to fucking hate it over the course of all of this fucking editing. Oh, dear God. I cannot wait until it's out and I'm done with it. But anyway, yeah, I've been Sacrobolic, you're on WIWTW, and this has been what I watched this week. See you next time, guys. Bye-bye.